لله الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فبما رحمة من الله لنت لهم ولو كنت فظا غليظ القلب لانفضوا من حولك إلى آخر الآية صدق الله العظيم. In one hadith sharif, it is mentioned, Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha is a narrator of this hadith. She says, "Ista'adana rajulun ala Rasulillahi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa ana indahu." And one person, he sought permission, he came to Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, and he sought permission to be with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And as Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha says, that I was by Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. فَقَالْ بِئْسَ إِبْنُ الْعَشِيرَ أَوْ أَخُ الْعَشِيرَ. So Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam mentioned that what an evil son of the tribe, or what an evil brother of the tribe. Meaning he is not a good person, this person. He is an evil person. ثُمَّ أَذِنَ لَهُ. Then after that, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam gave him permission that he wanted to spend time by Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam. So allowed him to come in. فَأَلَانَ لَهُ الْقَوْلِ. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam started speaking very softly to this person. Very gently, Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam spoke to this person. Last week we discussed the importance of gentleness also. So here also Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he was very gentle to him. Although he first said this is an evil person. فَلَمَّا خَرَجَ قُلْتُ لَهُ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ قُلْتَ لَهُ مَا قُلْتَ. When this person now got up and he left the gathering of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Hazrat Aisha radiallahu ta'ala says that I said to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Ya Rasulullah, you said in regards to this person whatever you said, that bi'sa ibn al-ashira or akhul ashira, that this is the evil son of the tribe, evil brother of the tribe. So you said this. Summa alanta lahu al-qawl. Then you started speaking very softly to him, very gentle to this person. Qala ya Aisha. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Oh Aisha, inna min sharri an-nasi man tarakahu an-nas aw wada'ahu an-nasu ittiqa'a fuhshihi. That verily from the evil of people, from the most evil of people are those people, man tarakahu an-nas, who people leave him out, aw wada'ahu an-nas, or people discard somebody. Why? Ittiqa'a fuhshihi, to refrain, to stay away, to be protected from his evil tongue. Meaning he's an evil person, he's a bad person. But the worst person is that person that says, don't even allow him to come near us. We don't want to see this person, don't even allow him inside the house. Mufti Sayyid Palanpuri Sahib, rahmatullah alayhi, was a great Shaykh al-Hadith of Darul Uloom Deoband. As Mufti Sahib has written, he says that many a time a person is an evil person. But we want to stay away from him to such an extent that if we know that he has come to the home, he's outside the door, he wants to enter, he wants to come and see us, we'll tell the other family members who have attended to the door, who opened the door, go and say that I am not over here. Why? We want absolutely nothing to do with that person. So Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam says that is the worst of person, that your enemy, he comes to you, and that person you turn him away, you discard that person, that is the worst person. Even a person that is your enemy, give that person also a good face. This is the teaching of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah Ta'ala give us the tawfiq. We have discussed over the past 5 weeks or so in regards to Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, and we had reached that point in regards to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam where the people of Fir'aun, they had now gone out to gather all the magicians. And we had discussed the last incident where they came to a place called Sa'idiyya, and there were 2 experts of magic that were living in this area. These were 2 brothers. So when they came to them, they summoned them. They said that, come, Fir'aun is now calling you, he is summoning you. So the first thing they did, they said, let us go to their mother. Let us go to our mother. And their mother was an expert in black magic as well, jadoo as well. So they went to her, and together with her, they said, let's go to our father's qabr. When they went to the father's qabr, then through some miracle, through some magic, they made the father now speak up. And the one brother, he expressed what his intention was, that we're going to combat Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. So the father, he told them, don't even try combating Musa alayhi salam. This is not a magician. This is the Nabi of Allah Ta'ala. And all those that are going to contest against Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, they're going to go against Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, all these people are going to be defeated. But they were left with no choice. They were summoned by Fir'aun on one side. So because of fear, because of shame, they took 72 magicians, 72 of their students, and they departed to to Fir'aun. It is mentioned, now they came, and thousands of magicians had gathered. Why? وَجَاءَ السَّحَرَةُ فِرْعَوْنَ. That the magicians that came to Fir'aun, قَالُوا إِنَّ لَنَا لَأَجْرًا إِن كُنَّا نَحْنُ الْغَالِبِينَ. Whatever they had done, they done it for a reward. So they asked Fir'aun that, are we going to get some reward for this if we overpower Musa alayhi salatu wasalam? قَالَ نَعَمْ وَإِنَّكُمْ لَمِنَ الْمُقَرَّبِينَ. So Fir'aun said, yes, you're going to get a big reward for this. Not a small reward, a big reward. And you will be made from amongst the close ones. So nevertheless, now when they had come here, there were thousands of magicians. So these two brothers, there were 4 magicians, they put them in the front. And they said, you're going to lead the entire congregation. All the magicians will be behind you. And you are going to be the one in the forefront against Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. You must combat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. So it is mentioned, now the announcement was made that on a particular day, that is going to be the nation's festival. And according to some narrations, it comes the 10th of Muharram. So this is only in some narration, that the 10th of Muharram it was. And all the people had gathered. Thousands of people from the country, beyond the country, all of them gathered to see this magic. And Fir'aun, he is now sitting on his throne. And his noblemen, they are sitting with him on the throne. So all these magicians, when they would come in, they would come to the throne of Fir'aun and they would prostrate there at the throne of Fir'aun. And all in their garbs. And then they would proceed now to the main arena. So in this way, it was what a sight it was. All of them dressed and now all proceeding. It was like definite, it was 100% that Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, today Musa alayhi salam is going to be defeated. And this gave a lot of courage to Fir'aun. It boosted Fir'aun up also, that today we're going to overpower Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. So now when they came into the arena, they called for Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. It is mentioned, look at the shan of Anbiya alayhi wasalam. This is the tariqah, this is the way of our akabirin, our pious predecessors. The Ahlullah, the friends of Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. No big robe and no fancy dressing, everything. Simple as ever. It is mentioned with a black kameez, black kurta. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam came front. Like a mendicant, like a beggar, Musa alayhi salam. So to say, like a beggar, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Look, in front of all those robes that these magicians were wearing. So he came as a simple person, he came in front. And his brother Harun alayhi salatu wasalam. So now they asked Musa alayhi salam, Ya Musa, imma an tulqiya wa imma an nakuna nahnul mulqeen. That either you want to throw first, or we are the ones that are going to throw first. So Musa alayhi salatu wasalam said, no, you throw. You go first, you go ahead. So it is mentioned that with their eyes and with their fingers, they made some indication. And with this indication of the eyes and the indication of their fingers, all the staffs that they had, all turned into serpents. The wands, what they call the magical wands, all the magicians, they carry a magical wand. No magical wand, all spaza. All that they had turned with their fingers and their eyes, they turned all this into serpents. The swords that they had, the spears that they had, everything that they owned turned into serpents. It is mentioned like an ocean of serpents, all running around. Everyone became fearful. Everyone was now apprehensive. Everyone is now frightened that there's so many serpents, there's so many snakes that are here. To the extent Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam also became fearful. Harun alayhi salatu wasalam also became fearful. At that time Allah Ta'ala says, La takhafa innani ma'akuma asma'u wa ara. That don't fear, O Musa and Harun. Inni ma'akuma, I am with the two of you. Asma'u wa ara. I am listening to everything also. I am watching everything also. Every movement Allah Ta'ala is watching. Every movement Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala is hearing every movement. It is mentioned Musa alayhi salatu wasalam now got that courage. Full confidence came into Hazrat Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. When that confidence came into Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, now it was the turn of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam to throw. It is mentioned he took his staff, he took that asa, and Musa alayhi salatu wasalam threw that asa. Such a serpent, when that serpent opened his mouth, according to the kitabs, it was 40 meters wide. If we take from the ground, if we take up to the roof, this is a little high roof. So I'll assume, let's give it 4 meters. Generally, 2.4, 2.6 meters is the roof from the ground in a normal house. Here, if we say, let's say 4 meters, can we see how big this is? And imagine 10 times the size of this. 40 meters was the mouth of that serpent. And they say that the teeth, meters long was the teeth of it. And from the eyes of that serpent, there were flames of fire that were coming out of the eyes of the serpent. When this serpent appeared, first it raised its head towards Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. And after raising its head to Allah, that serpent went down into sajda. And after going into sajda, they say like a wild storm. When the storm comes and it starts sweeping, how it sweeps, how it wipes everything out. It is mentioned like a wild storm, this serpent, it went ahead. All those thousands and thousands of snakes that were there, serpents that were there, it is mentioned in 3 gasps or 3 bites, what we call, it swallowed all of them up. And after that, it turned its attention now in the direction of Fir'aun. Fir'aun, a cold shiver went down his spine. He became frightened. And now he started screaming for Musa alayhi salatu wasalam, that, oh Musa, please pick up your stick. Please pick up that serpent, oh Musa. it is mentioned Musa alayhi salatu wasalam's intention was to defeat the magician. His intention was not to get anyone killed. His intention was not to cause harm to any human being. Immediately Musa alayhi salatu wasalam picked up the staff. And according to one narration, it comes, Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala instructed Musa alayhi salatu wasalam that, oh Musa, you pick up your staff now. That the time for the destruction of Fir'aun has not come as yet. It is still time for the destruction of Fir'aun. He is not going to be destroyed here. He's going to be destroyed in the Red Sea. So Musa alayhi salatu wasalam picked up the staff. Now look at this. What a weapon Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala gave Musa alayhi salam. Understand this point. What a weapon Allah ta'ala gave Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. Now what a snake, what a serpent Allah ta'ala gave Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. If Musa alayhi salatu wasalam wanted, this one serpent was sufficient to destroy Fir'aun, the army of Fir'aun, the palaces of Fir'aun, everything would have been totally destroyed. He would have taken the Bani Israel, crossed the ocean, and he was gone to Sham. The matter was resolved over here. There was no need for Musa alayhi salatu wasalam to go through so much of difficulty. And on the other side, if Musa alayhi salatu wasalam wanted, Musa alayhi salatu wasalam could have got Fir'aun and his army destroyed. He would have captured all the palaces of Fir'aun, the entire kingdom he would have had. He would have established deen in Egypt. But Musa alayhi salatu wasalam didn't utilize that mu'jiza, that miracle that Allah Ta'ala had given Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. He left that miracle only when Allah instructed. He couldn't use it also without the permission of Allah. Only when Allah Ta'ala gave permission, then Musa alayhi salatu wasalam would use the mu'jiza. Musa alayhi salatu wasalam would use the miracle. So what was the objective of this miracle? What was the objective? Allah Ta'ala gave him a staff that he would use as his protection. The objective of this was that you fulfill your mission, you do your work of da'wah and call the people to the oneness of Allah. And if your life is threatened, if there's a fear, then you will utilize the staff and repel that fear that is there. So it was there for the protection of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. It was there for the protection of Harun alayhi salatu wasalam. That is why Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala gave them the staff. The intention of the staff, of giving them the staff, was not for the hidayat of people. Allah Ta'ala didn't need the snake for the hidayat of people. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala could have given everyone hidayat. وَلَوْ شَاءَ لَهَدَاكُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. Allah could have given entire insaniyat hidayat. Everybody could be Muslim. The malaika, they're all Muslims. Allah Ta'ala didn't make amongst the malaika some that are Muslim and some that are not Muslim. Insan, some are Muslim, some are not Muslim. Jinnat, some are Muslim, some are not Muslim. This choice has been left to the human being. So from here we understand La ikraha fi deen. That in deen, there's no compulsion in deen. Nobody can be forced to accept the deen of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. If a person accepts out of his own will, he accepts the deen of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, a person becomes a Muslim out of his own will. So therefore, this mu'jiza was not used upon the people. It is mentioned now, these magicians that were there, the magicians realized that this is no magic, this is something else, this is a miracle that has been given to the Nabi of Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala. Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala mentioned, وَأَوْحَيْنَا إِلَى مُوسَى أَنْ أَلْقِ عَصَاهُ. We sent wahi to Musa alayhi salam, throw your staff. So see, even on that arena, the command came from where? It came from above. That now, he throw your staff onto the ground. فَإِذَا هِيَ تَلْقَفُ مَا يَأْفِكُونَ. It started swallowing up. Whatever deception they had made, it swallowed all that up. فَوَقَعَ الْحَقِّ. The truth was now established over here. وَبَطَلَ مَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. All the actions of the magician was all dismissed. فَوَقَعَ الْحَقُّ وَبَطَلَ مَا كَانُوا يَعْمَلُونَ. فَغُلِبُوا هُنَالِكَ. These magicians, they were overpowered. وَانْقَلَبُوا صَاغِرِينَ. And they turned away humiliated. But what happened? What Allah gave them? وَأُلْقِيَ السَّحَرَةُ سَاجِدِينَ. They all fell in sajda. 80,000 according to one narration, 80,000 magicians. According to the other narration, 15,000 come. If you take the narration of 80,000, 80,000 magicians fell in sajda. وَأُلْقِيَ السَّحَرَةُ سَاجِدِينَ. And after they fell into sajda, what did they say? آمَنَّا بِرَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. We brought iman on the Rabb of the entire universe. So Fir'aun, now what he would think? He called himself that he is the Rabb of the universe. أَنَا رَبُّكُمُ الْعَالَى. So Allah Ta'ala clarified it. They clarified the entire matter. And they said, you're not Rabbul Alameen. Rabbi Musa wa Harun. The Rabb of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam and the Rabb of Harun alayhi salatu wasalam, we have brought iman upon them. So قال فرعون آمنتم له قبل أن آذن لكم. So Fir'aun said to them that قال فرعون له قال فرعون, what's it happened? Rabbi Musa wa qala amantum lahu. Fir'aun said, you brought iman upon him before I gave you permission. Inna hadha lamakrum makartumuhu fil madina. That this is a plot that you people have devised in the town. Litukhriju minha ahlaha. To take the inhabitants of the town out. Fasawfa ta'alamun. Soon you will come to know. So now Fir'aun came with his threat. What is the threat of Fir'aun? He says, لَأُقَطِّعَنَّ أَيْدِيَكُمْ وَأَرْجُلَكُمْ مِنْ خِلَافٍ. I'm going to cut your hands and your feet from the opposite side. Right hand, left feet, we will cut it out. ثُمَّ لَأُصَلِّبَنَّكُمْ أَجْمَعِينَ. We will then peg you with a nail, we will peg you onto the tree, crucify you. We will peg you onto the tree, and this way you will lose your life. It is mentioned, these magicians, they were magicians. They came against the Nabi of Allah. They say in a moment, what iman Allah gave them, what iman in a jiffy, that they became arifin. They reached the daraja of an arif billah, a person that has recognized Allah, a wali of Allah Ta'ala. In a moment, a kafir, Allah brought him to that position. So now when Fir'aun threatened them, Allah Ta'ala showed them the abode in Jannah. When Allah showed them the abode in Jannah, this is where you are going to. When Jannat is before a person, if a person is on the battlefield and is fighting the kafir, if he sees Jannat before him, everything he'll forget, he'll go and he'll die for shahadat. That is why Sahaba used to die for shahadat. They will go into the midst of the battlefield and die. So here also, when they saw the abode in Jannat, inna ila rabbina munqalibun, we are returning to Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala. We're going to now go back to Allah. So 80,000 magicians, Fir'aun got 80,000 of them killed. 80,000 of them, they were knocked into the tree. And in this way, he took the life of 80,000 people. Now Musa ﷺ started crying. He is crying that 80,000 magicians that had brought iman, and in a moment Allah made them arifin. These 80,000 have lost their life. So Allah Ta'ala showed Musa ﷺ, oh Musa, just see where they are enjoying in Jannah. Look at their position in Jannah. So Allah opened up the veils, and now Musa ﷺ sees them in Jannah. So through this, Musa ﷺ got some solace. But besides these 80,000 that brought iman, there were others that also brought iman upon Musa ﷺ. When they witnessed all this, thousands of them had gathered to see. So there were others also that brought iman upon Musa ﷺ. So now there was fear of persecution. So Musa ﷺ told him, you remain upon your iman. Don't move away from your iman. This is a very, very valuable commodity that Allah Ta'ala has blessed you with. Allah gave you iman. So secretly you will have to now perform your salah. So Allah sends out His command. وَأَوْحَيْنَا إِلَى مُوسَى وَأَخِيهِ. We send wahi to Musa alayhi salatu wasalam and the brother of Musa alayhi salatu wasalam. أَن تَبَوَّأَ لِقَوْمِكُمَا بِمِصْرَ بُيُوتًا. That establish homes for your nation in Egypt. That get their homes, settle them down here in Egypt. أن تبوأ لقومكما بمصر بيوتا واجعلوا بيوتكم قبلة وأقيموا الصلاة. And make your houses a place of worship. In your house now, make a masjid in your house. Have your namaz room in your house. Every home, we must have our namaz room also. In the COVID period, what they were saying, that time it was wrong. They closed the masjid. We don't want to go into that topic. Totally wrong. The masjid would have been open at that time. But at that time, many used this as a proof. And what proof they said? They said, Bani Israel, they made masajid in their house. That was a different scenario altogether. This was a different scenario altogether. But they used this as a proof that now make your masjid homes and read your namaz at home. So Allah Ta'ala said, tell the Bani Israel, make their house into masjids and waqim salah and establish your namazes at home. So in this way, these people, they kept their iman and they performed their salah at home. But Fir'aun, he did not end his persecution. His persecution now extended even further. And it then extended to his wife. And his wife was an Asya. Finally, he got her killed also. But there is an incident that how was an Asya brought iman, and then what happened to her thereafter. Inshallah, if Allah gives us tawfiq, we'll continue from this point. Inshallah, next week.
What's most we discussed tonight is with regards to Masbuq is a latecomer. He misses 1 or 2 rakats of salah behind the imam. So when should a Masbuq stand up to complete his remaining rakats of salah? Should he stand up after the imam has made his first salam or after the imam has made his second salam? So it is mentioned in the Kitab of Fiqh that a Masbuq should stand up after the imam has completed his second salam. The second masala is with regards to salah. A person, due to some shari udhar, some shari excuse, or perhaps he is performing nafil salah, so he is sitting and reading salah. So up to what extent should he bend down in order to make ruku? So Fuqaha have mentioned that he should bend down in such a way where his forehead is in line with his knees. To that extent he should bend down when going into ruku. And the last aspect is it permissible for someone to play the recording of Quran Sharif loudly in business areas, in shops, etc. in order to attain barakah? So Fuqaha have mentioned that it is not permissible that a person should play recording of Quran Sharif in places of business, in malls, in business areas, etc. Because this is tantamount to disrespect to the Quran and Majid. If a person wants to attain barakah, then there are various other means. Example, a person should discharge his zakat correctly. He should be truthful when trading. He should refrain from all type of sins. All these are means that a person should also acquire barakah in his business.
اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا مولانا محمد وبارك وسلم. فاذكروني أذكركم أنا جليس من ذكرني. دل میرا ہو جائے ایک میدان تو اور میرے تن میں بجائے آب و گل. درد دل ہو درد دل ارے سے بالکل یوت جائے نظر. تو آئے نظر دیکھو جدھر. لا الہ الا اللہ محمد رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم. لا الہ الا اللہ 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 محمد رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم. الہی دل میں میرے غیر کا اثر نہ رہے، سوائے تیرے کسی پر میری نظر نہ رہے. تو کر بے خبر ساری خبروں سے مجھ کو، الہی رہوں ایک خبردار تیرا. لا الہ الا اللہ 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 محمد رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم. کوئی مجھ سے پوچھے میں کیا مانگتا ہوں، میں اپنے خدا سے خدا مانگتا ہوں. ہو جائے میرا میں ہو جاؤں اس کا، یہی رات دن میں دعا مانگتا ہوں. عطا کر دے وہ مجھ کو اپنی محبت، میں اس کے سوا کچھ اور نہیں مانگتا ہوں. ناراضگی جس کی دوزخ سے بڑھ کر، اسی ذات کی مسردا مانگتا ہوں. اصل مجھے دنیا کی خواہش نہیں، میں بخشش مروز جزا مانگتا ہوں. لا الہ الا اللہ 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 محمد رسول اللہ صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم. اللہ اللہ کیسا پیارا نام ہے، عاشقوں کا مینا اور جم ہے. اللہ جل جلالہ تعالی شانہ. اللہ 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 اللہ. هیچ شیرین است نام، شیر و شکر می شود جانم تمام. اللہ 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 اللہ. كل من عليها فان ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام. الله 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 الله. اللهم لك الحمد كله ولك الشكر كله ولك الملك كله وإليك يرجع الأمر كله. اللهم لا نحصي ثناء عليك أنت كما أثنيت على نفسك. اللهم صل على سيدنا مولانا محمد كلما ذكره الذاكرون وكلما غفل عن ذكره الغافلون. اللهم حبب إلينا الإيمان وزينه في قلوبنا وكره إلينا الكفر والفسوق والعصيان. اللهم اجعلنا من الراشدين، اللهم اجعلنا من المهديين. اللهم توفنا مسلمين والحقنا بالصالحين غير خزايا ولا مفتونين. اللهم يسر أمورنا، اللهم اشرح صدورنا، اللهم حسن مرادنا، اللهم نور قلوبنا، اللهم استر عيوبنا، اللهم اغفر ذنوبنا ونجنا مما نخاف يا رب العالمين. جزا الله عنا محمدا صلى الله عليه وسلم وبما هو أهله. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد